Hey folks, Cool18 here, and welcome to Let's Play Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. This is a game I love and I've covered before, and a lot of people enjoy. But why am I playing it today? Because my computer's broken. I am waiting for a spare part so I can repair my computer. I haven't been able to record in a few days, and I'm getting like antsy to not have content on the UpTubs. So I brought up my old laptop, and I needed to pick a game that I could record on here without it breaking. So Dungeon Crawl is what I have chosen to do. My absolute favorite true roguelike game in the universe. You can play it, it's free to play, it's open source, you can play it on multiple platforms, you can play it on the web client, which actually I prefer. It's very fun to play there because then you get ghosts of other people's characters and all kinds of different things. The problem is the web platform doesn't have full mouse integration, and I don't have a number pad on my laptop, which makes moving around a little annoying if I can't just click on my destination tile. So I'm going to be playing the standalone version. I am playing, ignore this version number, I'm actually playing the trunk build, which is to say the latest in development version, which can change every couple of days. I'm playing on May 31st, 2018. So, you know, that's what I'm going to have over here. Now, I played a little yesterday because I was down, and I hit the random character button, and it gave me a Kobold Hunter. Which was kind of interesting, and I think I'm going to want to do something like that. But instead of picking Hunter as the background, I'm actually going to pick Arcane Marksman. Now, if you're new to the game, you'll notice we're saying background and not class. There is no class system in Dungeon Crawl. Everyone can learn any of the skills and be absolutely anything they want. The background simply gives you some initial starting gear, as well as giving you a few initial skill points. But your race is actually the most important part, your species here, because your species determine what skills you have aptitudes for, what you will learn faster and what you might learn slower. And that tends to shape you quite a bit. Although even if you're bad at something, if you have a negative aptitude, so you will learn it slower, doesn't mean you can't still make that your dominant skill, because there might be other things about your race that make it, you know, better to do thing X, Y, or Z. So I'm going to play as a Kobold. Kobolds are interesting because they can kind of do anything. They have very few negative aptitudes, and they have quite a few positive ones. They are small, which means they're kind of crummy at using shields. They also have fewer hit points to start off with. And unlike, say, the Sprigane, which are super fast, Kobolds move at regular speed, which can make it a little hard to escape, but we'll see what we can do. So we're going to pick Kobold, and I'm going to take the Arcane Marksman background to get started with. The reason I'm doing this, it starts you with one spellbook as well as a crossbow. Now, that's not necessarily going to determine how we play. We're really going to probably adapt to what we find over here in the game. But we'll get started with that. The highlighted ones, by the way, over there were simply recommendations for good fits for your characters. You can pick any background as any character. Well, there's a couple of exceptions, because if you play as a demigod species, you can't worship a god, so there's a few things that you can't pick. Anyway, we're going to start with hand, crossbow, and bolts. And the next screen for me, is going to be my skill screen. If you're playing it and it doesn't load the skill screen for you, you can just hit M to bring it up. If you hit star over here, you can actually see every skill in the game. And you can see the aptitude list. For example, Kobolds make perfectly fine spellcasters. We don't have a positive aptitude for any spells, but that's okay. That's totally fine. We can really be decent spellcasters, except for charms. That's the one exception. We're not very charming. Interestingly, though, instead of relying on our own spells, we have fantastic evocation aptitude. Evocation means skill at using things like wands, which means we can obliterate people with wand damage a lot. Yeah, sure, they have limited charges and eventually run out, but in the meantime, you're blasting the hell out of them with that. We're also exceptionally stealthy. Small characters used to have a bonus to stealth. No longer do they have an innate bonus to stealth. Instead, they just happen to have a really, really, really high aptitude. That means we could really play as a bit of a stabber early on, sort of assassinate people once we find a short blade. In terms of fighting skills, well, we do have a bonus to fighting. Fighting by itself, it's sort of a generic skill, gives you slightly increased boost to accuracy, damage, but more importantly, gives you more hit points as well. We're very good at using short blades as a +3 over here. Most of the other weapons we're not particularly good at. Short blades and long blades cross-train, though, so you can actually be pretty decent as long blades as well. As a small creature, two-handed weapons are mostly off-limits, and some one-handed weapons, I believe, are going to be used two-handed for us, but that's not really going to be a problem. In terms of range stuff, we don't have a penalty to anything, so we're great at all range things, and we're particularly good at using a crossbow, which is why I wanted to start with that. In terms of defense, we are quite slow at learning how to use armor, so heavy armor is not super sexy for us, but we'll still make a fair amount of do with it. We have less strength as well, which can hurt our armor skills, but give us a little bit less bang for a buck with the heavier armors, but we're going to try to work around that as much as possible. We also have a penalty to shields, and as a small creature, we actually need a higher shield skill to use shields without too many penalties, which kind of sucks. Hopefully we can find at least a buckler, though, and I'll be very happy to use that. But we are quite good at dodging, so we've got that. Anyway, the skills we can train right now are here. Skills you're allowed to train are mostly based on what you have at hand. So if you don't have, like, a short blade weapon, you can't trade short blades, for example. I'm going to go ahead and turn off spellcasting. Spellcasting by itself gives you more mana points, gives you more spell power, and more spell slots as well. We may, do a fair amount of spell casting depending on how this run goes, but for now we can leave this off. I will leave hexes on right now because we've got a couple of hexes that we'll likely want to cast, and that'll focus specifically on that type of spell. So spell casting is good for all types of spells, and this is one particular school. We'll be looking at that in a second. I'll leave stealth off for now, although I can certainly see us trying to get a little bit of stealth because it'll give us a lot more ability to sort of scope out situations first and maybe get in some stabs as well. Leave fighting on. I'm going to focus crossbows so that we actually put more XP into that a little bit faster, and I'm going to leave dodging on as well over here. I am in manual mode as opposed to auto as well, so I get to choose how to allocate that stuff. So starting gear, we do start with a ration here, and as of patch, a variety of different foods that used to be separate piles, like bread versus fruit versus meat, etc., are all combined into one generic ration category, which everyone can eat. I think whether you're an herbivore like a Sprigane or carnivore like a Kobold, you can eat a ration. It's fine. It was just sort of flavored generically over here to make inventory management a little bit better, which is nice. Dungeon Crawl is all about removing the annoying parts of roguelikes. So we got that. We've got 20 bolts over here, which will run out. Every time you fire a bolt, there's a chance that it will just go away, be destroyed. So eventually these will go away. We'll have to get more. That can be quite hard to get early on, especially if you don't worship either Trog or Oku, because both of them can gift you ammunition. But if you don't worship those, bolts will be, you'll start to run into a problem of not having enough until you run into Yakosaurs later on, which will fire bolts at you, and then you can pick some up from there. So yeah, we'll be definitely looking to make a move into short blades, almost certainly. But in the meantime, this is going to be a hell of a good starter weapon, help us deal with adders and stuff early on. And then we've got, we're wearing a robe right now, which is great for spell casting, but we'll probably want to make a replacement soon. So this Book of Debilitation is our spell book we starts with the Corona spell, which just puts a light around someone, makes them easier to hit. It'll also give us access to Slow, which will give us a way to escape. Inner Flame just makes people explode when they die, I think. I don't know how great that is. Portal Projectile lets you teleport your bolts to someone, which means if you have allies or stuff, you don't have to worry about hitting your own people, and it also gives you a slight bonus to accuracy. Cause Fear, it's pretty good defense. Latest Liquefaction turns all the stone around you into mud, so I guess slows people down, but including yourself, unless maybe you've got flight or something. I don't know about that. Not the world's greatest spellbook, but yeah. What we are going to be doing is we're going to start exploring around. So I'm using O to explore around here. And I don't have the movement animation turned on. So we're sort of, the visual for it is going to basically teleport us to a new place. But I got the footprints behind you so you can see what's going on there. So we have a bat over here. So what I'm going to do is, it's asleep. Sleeping creatures, they can't evade, so you're guaranteed to hit them. And assuming you can do enough damage to kill them one shot, they will die. We didn't kill it. I wonder if there's some sort of weird timing because we have a relatively slow attack time right now, if it had a chance to wake up before we hit it. Interesting. Okay, now what I want to do, because every time you fire a bolt there's a chance it goes away, I want to minimize how many bolts I fire, so I'm going to go ahead and cast, Z-A, so I'm going to hit the bat with Corona and fail. We actually have an 8% failure chance. Oh, it resisted. No, I failed. I miscast with an 8% chance. Wow. There's a chance that it resists as well. There you go. So it's been hit with Corona, which is going to give us a big boost to hit. So I'm just going to go ahead and tab and miss and miss and miss. I mean, bats are very evasive, but come on. That was very annoying. So we've gone ahead and done that. We'll wander around. We'll pick up our little bits that we've dropped around places. We'll pick up those, and we'll pick up a cloak. It's a rune cloak. It could be cursed. So when it says ruined, it means it's almost it's magic of some kind. At floor 1, a lot of the stuff can be cursed, so one of these might be remove curse, but we don't quite know yet. Now, something I'm going to make the Corona a little bit less annoying to cast is I'm going to set up a macro on my 1 key over here. Which apparently I still had for my last game. So no, abort. So this is going to cast a spell by hitting, it's just going to be a key sequence. It's going to hit Z to go into spell, like, casting mode, A to pick my A spell, which is Corona, and then normally it wants you to, like, pick a target and hit enter. It'll automatically put the target over the nearest enemy, and then you can hit enter. If you put a dot in a macro, it will be the same as hitting enter and lock that in. So if I just hit the 1 key, it's just going to Corona the first thing I see, which is good. Got some more rations. Okay, we got 2 enemies here, including a range guy, which is slightly annoying. Okay, now that I'm back here, only one person will be able to attack me at once. I'm going to go ahead and drop a Corona. So it landed on the Kobold, and I will attempt to kill it. There we go. We'll Corona you, and we'll go ahead and do that as well. Now, I might want to pick up a club just in case I run out of bolts early and I need a melee weapon of any kind. We could also consider picking up the stones. I think I'll wait on the stones until... Well, no, let's pick it up. And if we find a sling, that'll give us a secondary range weapon. And we've got a... Oh, it's +0 on the sling, so we don't have a bonus to slinging, but that's okay. Let's shoot. Blocked by a plant. Is it really? That's annoying because he'll probably wake up. Nope, he didn't. There we go. We actually did hit this one before he woke up, so that's okay. Now, one thing I don't know in this recording, actually, on my laptop here, is if the mouse is actually going to be captured or not. So I apologize if I point at things and, like, you guys can't see what I'm pointing at. I'll check it after this recording and see if it works or not. Also, I apologize, but the sound quality might not be the same. I do have my normal mic plugged into this laptop, but the audio balance might be wrong. And there's no background music or anything in this game, so I find that often makes it less good. So we're level 2 now. We get a little bit more health, a little bit more mana. Hooray! Picking up some more scrolls over here. We got an amulet. We're going to shoot you. Ooh. It's Corona. Corona. There we go. So what do we have? Well, 15... No, 16. Okay, we just picked up those, and there's another one over there. Now, I do have my dungeon crawl configured to automatically butcher all corpses as they walk over them. And normally for raw meat chunks, you can only eat... Ooh, a magic sling. It might be cursed, but that's very interesting. We'll take a look at it later. Normally, you can only eat raw meat chunks if your character's hungry, but I'm a carnivore, so I can always eat it. So basically, I'm going to be eating them until I'm engorged, and then walk around a few over here. And then... Corona. And it'll be interesting to see if there's a change depending on what god I start to worship here. I've got a particular idea for a god that I think might be kind of fun. Come on. Okay. This is not... I probably should have moved back right away. These aren't terribly scary to me, but the fact that every single amount of my Coronas fail is sort of annoying me a bit. And we've got a frickin' dart slug coming on, so hold on. Going into a dark area is bad, and that's an actual full-on dead end. Alright. Come on, can we kill someone here? There we go. Oh, you have a dagger of poisoning? You bastard! Thank goodness you're dead now. How many crossbow bolts do I have? 11. I'm badly poisoned as well. Seriously now? Okay. Probably I'm going to be fine, but I can't guarantee that. I'm going to blindly read a scroll. Scroll random uselessness. Thank you. That's not helpful at all. Identify. We're going to identify this potion. It's a potion of haste. Okay, we're going to haste and run. The problem is this guy's going to shoot me and I'm still badly poisoned. Are you serious that this is just going to... I didn't realize he had a poison dagger. I should have, like, read his description. This isn't so bad. Let's fire at you. No, for crying out loud. I'm still horribly poisoned. Yeah, no, I'm just going to die. Let's run away from this guy. And unless I can find a potion just wandering around, I'm going to die to poison. And that's entirely my fault. I should have just, like, backed up on the fight right away. Oh my god, I got over the poison. Now, I just have to avoid having this guy kill me. Let's do this. Kill him, thank you. I'm going to read this. I don't think any of those can kill me. Scroll of teleportation, which is good and bad here. Okay, teleports me over here, which I should be safe at. Rest here. Okay! Oh my god. If I had died there, it would have been entirely my fault. 100%. We're going to move here. We're going to try to Corona this guy. He's slow, but tough. And he has the range. He might run out of range at some point, actually. I just realized. I do have a bolt over here. I don't know if I want to equip the club, so I think we're just going to have to give up on that bolt, although it sucks. Oh, yeah, hold on. Dagger of Venom. even if it's cursed, it's not so bad. I'm going to go ahead and equip this. +2 Dagger of Venom. That's amazing. So first of all, because I have a dagger in my inventory, I can start training short blades. We're actually going to... I want to reach min delay with the dagger. So the minimum delay... So the time of any action is listed here. So if I move, for example, to here... See, it takes 1 action to do that. The minimum amount of time it takes to shoot my crossbow is one full turn. So each turn is really divided into 10 sub-turns. 1 full turn is the minimum delay on my crossbow, which I'll reach when I get to crossbow skill level 10. Right now it takes me, I think, about 1.4 or something like that. The dagger can be swung as fast as 0.5, and also poisoning things tends to be an insanely good way to murder everything at the start of the game. That's really good. The sling's quite quick. The min delay is 0.6 over there, and if it's magic, it's going to be nice. We didn't get a scroll of remove curse, which is interesting. So as we find more scrolls, there's an increased chance that will be it. I do have a bunch of stones which I can throw or sling. Okay, I'm going to switch back. Oh, if you hit the... that's convenient. If you hit the apostrophe key, it swaps between your weapon that's listed as key A in your inventory. If you load up your inventory, the A slot and the B slot, it'll toggle between the two. So it's very convenient that Dagger of Venom is in there. So I'll walk around with the crossbow for now still to shoot things from a distance. Kind of like that. Wait for him to re-show up. There we go. Now I could save more of my bolts by simply shooting less and stabbing more, but right now I think it's still better for caution for me to shoot as much as possible. I'm going to raise my strength here. The idea is to get strong enough to wear more armor, and in particular I'd be kind of happy to wear the Ringmail. Now, the biggest thing is if I wear this, and I don't have enough strength/armor skill, I might miss some of my attacks. I'm not too concerned about that right now. Mostly what it's going to do is ruin my chance to use my spells, which isn't really a big deal. I'm going to grab this for now. There's still a chance that it's cursed. It would be like just a -0 curse, so you can't take it off, which I guess is fine, now that I think about it. And yeah, even if the cloak... Well, this, because it's ruined, it's magic. It could be like -3 cursed cloak or something, which would be pretty bad. But we're going to do something like that. If we check our casting rate, now Corona's got a 22% chance. It might still be worth making attempts. I don't suppose... What's the hunger on it? Yeah, some. So I'm using some food by casting it, although I get more nutrition. I can eat meat anytime. I think I get bonus nutrition from eating meat. So it's not too shabby. I'll just shoot you rather than coronaing, since you have a ranged attack. If you didn't have a ranged attack, I probably would have tried it. There's leather armor over there, too. Partially explored. Can't reach my items. Right, it's my crossbow bolt that's sitting underneath that plant. The thing is, now that I have... I can't just click here. Now that I have a weapon, I could go and take a whack at the plant, but it would take a long time to kill the plant with a dagger. I think I'm going to leave the bolt there. It's fine. It's not worth the trouble. Shoot. Kill you in 1. That's nice. Identify scroll over there is also very nice. You can be a big problem. I'm going to go and stand on the stones, the steps, just in case someone else shows up here. We're going to switch daggers, because the thing is, even though this adder is poisonous, so it can cause poisoning, but the thing is, it can be poisoned back, so we'll just go whack it. Hey, we poisoned it. And if I were faster, I would probably try to run around and avoid getting hit anymore. And I mean, there's a bit of an ability to prevent it from hitting me continuously, but I think the best thing to do is just to keep whacking it. Because if it poisons me, it could be annoying, but alright. It hadn't yet, so even if it started poisoning, we're going to be okay. Short blades are now level 1, which is good. Yeah, I'm not as worried about the speed of my crossbow, actually. You know what? Let's turn that off then, because it's mostly I'll take a couple whacks of the crossbow as things close in. And then the hexes... You know what? Let's turn that off as well. That's going to be okay. So we're going to go straight up here. We actually might want some stealth, though, to do some stabby. And I think that's where we're going to be orienting ourselves a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to swap to the crossbow, shoot you. Yeah, so keep the crossbow out for now. That's going to be fine. It's funny the rations always look like different things every game. Like, we picked up something that looks like a melon, but it's got the cheese graphic here. They just randomize it up. And boom. Let's try to cast. Hey, we got lucky enough to do it. And we got like a 22% failure chance. But it's fine if we're just waiting for things to close to us. There we go. Dodging is 3, which is good. Okay. We got a ring over here. More identifies is nice. There we go. We win the ranged fight. This is just a regular whip. Yeah, if it was magic, whips are very fast, so you can get like electric or venom whips. Same thing as the dagger. I should just dagger this guy. If nothing else, save bolts, but it's also probably a more efficient weapon. I gotta be a little careful here. I might get myself caught by a bunch of dudes at the same time, which could be very, very, very poor. Got some rats nearby. Where is it? Oh, behind me. Level 4. Pair of gloves. It could be cursed, but at least it won't prevent me from wearing something else. Same thing with the cloak. Well, so I should probably have not done it, but that's okay. We kill you. Because I don't actually. I was just looking at the scrolls. There's a chance one of these is remove curse, but it's certainly risky. Yeah, let's try to chrono you and then shoot you. Okay, that's not particularly risky. Seeing two at once. They're pretty weak creatures, but you do have to worry about getting overwhelmed. Okay, so that was dungeon level 2. Let's pop down to 3. I don't want to start reading my scrolls yet. Not that I have that many of them. Although, you know what? I should ID this potion. There's no reason not to do that. Potion of Lignification. And thank you very much. The last time I played, because by default in the game, it gets marked the same way as like Potions of Mutation, as like something that doesn't get picked up by default. So I'm like, well, it's clearly bad. I must not want to do that. It does turn you into a tree and you can't move. The thing is, turns you into a tree, you can't move, but gives you incredibly high armor and poison resist, which can save your bacon in multiple different situations. So it turns out it's a great potion to keep around. Let's back up a bit. Let's go ahead and swap weapons. Stab, 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 stab. Stab, stab, stab. Okay, swap back to the crossbow. Boom. Less boom. Stab, stab. Short blades level 2. Okay. Swap back to the crossbow. Actually, and at this point, yeah, I do like the idea when you find a downstair, peek at it right away. Well, assuming, you know, you've got no threats near you or you're pretty sure there's no threats, because it gives you a chance to peek down the stairs, maybe grab someone who's sleeping, or at least pull up a single creature so that when you do get down to the next level, you're a lot safer. Also, if you happen to fall down a shaft and you're on a level that you don't know, at least you'll know where the exits are if you've peeked. Zombie Hornet. Okay. I was like, Killer Bee! I can't poison you, but it's probably still worth... What the hell? How bad is this zombie? 14 damage. 51 HP. Oh shit, I've made a terrible mistake. I didn't realize that guy was so bad. I got another potion. I think I'm going to blindly read these scrolls. Hopefully one's a TP or a blink. Immolation sets them on fire. Because I don't really have an escape mechanism. That was Fear, which doesn't affect the undead. How? It is fast, so I can't escape it by running away. Is this just going to kill me? Okay, well, we can Lignification, actually. I will do that. Which turns me into a tree and gives me a lot of AC. So 22 AC now. I can still attack. It's still hitting me. It is on fire, interestingly. Oh my god! I have 22 AC and it's still obliterating me. Obliterating me. Let's identify this potion. Potion of Resistance doesn't help at all. Well, then keep whacking at this guy and hope that... Barely miss a hit. I can't cast spells in this form, can I? Oh, I can. Oh my god! What the hell? Save macro. Yes, save my macros. Oh, for crying out loud. Let's start this again. I should probably put a cut in here. But let's try to get a little bit more value. We'll start the next run. Again, I'll start with focusing the crossbows and do this. Son of a bitch! That was my bad for not realizing that the guy was so threatening. Zombies are not usually, but the zombie bee apparently is a hell of a lot. I mean, zombies are pretty tough, and a lot of them are slow? I may be wrong about that. I was like, no, it's fine. At least they can... What? Oh, do I not actually have, like, firing line of sight with this guy? There it is. Okay. That was a weird complaint. Arrows. We got a slug here. It's slow enough I can kite him. Oh yeah, I gotta remember like the Corona stuff. Pull away. And corners are better. Yeah, the Corona wore off, but there we go. We'll just keep shooting at this guy. Level 2. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Do I want to put on the Ringmail right away? Yes. So we've got a total of 17 defenses. If I put this on, we've got a total of 17, but it's weighted more towards AC, which is better. And actually, we can put on the gloves and the boots. None of these are cursed. Again, our spell casting has gotten worse, but that's okay. Because we're not super reliant on it, as much as Corona is handy. You've got a melee weapon. Oh, moving into the darkness is not bad. It's not a good idea. Oh, hello. An Enchanted Dagger. Could be cursed. Let's wait before we equip it, because we wouldn't be able to unequip it. And right now we've got tons of bolts. We've actually been finding them, which is nice. Oh, the fact that we found a dagger means we can start training short blades, though. Which I will do, but I'm now going to leave the crossbow on for now, because we've got enough bolts. We can mostly crossbow like crazy. I will go ahead and, using the S key here, you can set, or if over here you can hit the skill target key, which is equal. You can set a skill target for a skill, at which point it will stop training. So we'll stop training crossbows at 10 until we get like the next tier of crossbow. Nice little room there. You've got ranged. Oh, apparently just the one stone. Let's make sure that you get set to B, although it might be cursed and switching to it could be bad. So never mind. We're just going to keep going ahead and crossbowing things for now. By the way, there's no penalty to like firing in melee range. So you can be adjacent to someone and still crossbow them or sling them or whatever the heck you want to do. That's going to be okay. Plate armor. Let's just shoot you rather. Whip of freezing. Okay, we'll take you. Still figure. I'm so pissed about that last one. Most deaths in Dungeon Crawl will be entirely your fault. And that definitely was entirely my fault for misinterpreting how threatening a particular foe could be. This, I am not misinterpreting, that it is extraordinarily dangerous. I don't have anything of curing. Can I? I can't get to the stairs to beat him. Damn it. I mean, one of these might be curing. Okay, he didn't poison me. That's good, because you could just die to the poison. Again, I'm going to get strength with the idea of wearing better armor. Enter teleport trap. Okay, that didn't go very far. Oh! Oh, okay. The screen hadn't caught up yet. That's fine. I think we can probably go and double check these. Whoa! Okay, so we'll bring one jackal up. Jackals are very fast. I mean, I'm average speed here as a kobold, so it's not like I have extra speed to like escape from people in the first place, but jackals are that much more challenging. Boom. Kill the bat. Good. Excellent. This guy can be kited a lot. He's got a friend. He's got a lot of HP as well. Let's go and run back here. I'll fire at you. Move back. There you go. Keep some distance. Sometimes people can move like 2 steps at once. So if you're low in health, you want to make sure that you... because they can like lunge at you or something. You want to make sure that you've got the extra distance. But for now, we're okay. You're throwing rocks or slinging me, I'm not sure. You are slinging me. So again, I'm going to pick up the sling. Man, I miscast that a lot. Kill the end. Okay. I should have waited before I moved out to the sling. I should have made sure I had full health. Again, like I'm tilted now. Yeah, we'll start picking up stones. Have a backup range weapon. I'm going to keep using some chrono when I can, just to minimize my chance of throwing away bolts. Okay, rest. Give enemies a chance to show up here. I'm actually going to go and peek down here. Okay, before I check down. Let's rest. Rest. Peek down. Actually, I'm going to bring you up, make sure there's no other people that show up. Chrono you and kill you. Okay. You can also use shouts and stuff if you want to do crazy stuff to attract people. Altar of Sifmuna, Altar of Rue. I actually don't know Rue. What's your deal? Rue opposed creation. World fetters, sacrifices be made. Exude an aura of power that intimidates your foes. Aura of power can strike those who harm you. Heal your body. Got a power mighty leap. Feels like more of a melee type god. And while we are going to be doing some melee, I don't think it's going to be quite that feel of it. I'm kind of thinking of worshipping Zin, which is not something I've really done a run for. But Zin's got a lot of really good, like, oh shit buttons. And I think it's sort of like, you know, a bit of a squishy character that makes sense. Oh, we found some Naga barding. Something you'll never find when you are playing a Naga. More scrolls. How are we doing on scrolls? We got 4 different ones. We're only in dungeon level 2. Kill you. Back up, because otherwise they actually could cluster up in here and kill me. Okay, that's fine. Rest our mana back and do that. Okay, what we'll do is we'll put in a cut here at half an hour. God, that was entirely my fault. Going too fast. It's the thing that happens all the time. I go too fast and then I die. Not usually that early though. That was pretty embarrassing, but we're gonna hopefully do a little bit better. Now I could learn slow at this point, and I think I will. So I have an option of using slow, but the failure chance right now is really high because of the armor. I could keep training hexes, though. Slow can give you a way, it can save your bacon. What am I packing right now? The dagger. I'm not using it. I don't know what it is. I think I'm going to set them in a delay target of 10 for the short blades over here. Because yeah, I mean, I don't know what weapon we'll end up with. Again, the advantage of the Kobold is that they're good at almost everything. They can be great spellcasters, although you can also just make do with just wands and invocations and stuff. They're good at ranged, although if you're not worshipping Trog or Oak, then you may have a bit of an ammo problem. So yeah, I don't know exactly how this Kobold will end up shaping up. It'd be cool to stay a lot of range. We'll see how that goes. We might have to switch between different range weapons. If we can also get, say, like a blowgun with, like, poison darts or something, oh, that starts to be really sexy. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you guys next time.